Hey, what's up everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new figure review. Today, we are looking at Star Wars The Black Series, the 6-inch line, Cara Dune from The Mandalorian. Big thank you to my partner in crime, J-Rick. He found this figure at a local Target. I still do not have one, unfortunately, but I'm still bringing that review to you. Pretty excited about this figure. Of course, her character just appeared in The Mandalorian in a pretty cool episode. Hopefully we'll get more of her. I would assume so, considering this big gun in the package here. We did not actually get to see that in the 4th episode. So the box is the standard box we've been seeing for a long time. Also, she is number 101. Here's her bio right there. You can go ahead and pause it, read it now. She does have a pretty interesting backstory that I hope we will get to see a little bit more of as the show goes on. So we're going to take a look at her accessories, and then we're going to take a look at the figure itself. Okay, so first up, she comes with her small little blaster right here, which has some really nice sculpt work on it. You've got a tiny scope right here, along with some little details on the actual barrel of the gun. Some nice brown and silver paint as well. The brown paint is a little fuzzy in some spots, but this accessory is so small, you're really not going to notice that up close. And she does also have weapon storage for the blaster. You can see it just fits in snug right there. She also comes with this small knife right here, which is very tiny, but it still looks good. The paint application on it is all right. There's some nice detail there on the handle with the brown paint and the sculpt work there. So that looks really nice, but again, you know, like who's really going to pose her with this knife? And it does also have weapons storage. It fits right here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the boot, and it just slides right in there, just like in the show. She got a knife in her boot. Although the knife handle is really small, it still does fit in her hand well enough. It is loose in there, but she can hold it, and it's not really going to fall out. So at least they were thinking about that. And then she comes with this giant blaster, heavy machine gun right here that looks absolutely awesome. We haven't got to see her use this in the show yet, but man, when that happens, it's gonna be super dope. So it's a pretty unique design for a blaster, but there's not a whole lot of paint on it. We do have some nice silver bits towards the barrel of the gun and some dark brown paint on the handle and the stock right here. But otherwise, it does just appear to be some black plastic, but the sculpted details on the gun look really nice. I think this gun is a really cool design. The double barrel look, really awesome. Has a nice handle on top here for like a heavy machine gun look. And of course, it does have this strap, which you can have her holding the weapon on her back if you so choose. So overall, some really nice accessories. I like this big gun the most, easily the best accessory. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. All right, and here is Cara out of the packaging, looking totally fantastic. Hasbro's really knocking it out of the park with these Mandalorian figures. Can't wait to get my hands on the heavy infantry Mando, but so far, IG-11, the Mandalorian, and now Cara, all such good figures. The photoreal on Cara does look pretty good, although there are some minor details that I just feel like were probably impossible to translate to plastic, and that's why it's not as good as you'd hope it would be. But just at a first glance, the sculpted details and the paint application look so good. So we're gonna get her off the stand and take a closer look. All right, so taking a close look here, the photoreal does, again, look pretty damn good. The small detail right there, which is very hard to see on camera, but you can clearly see it in the show, that this little dot right here, which on the figure, you can almost barely make it out, but it is the Rebel insignia, which just based on this figure, I had thought that it was just a mole or something, but that's kind of cool that she has a little tattoo like that as well. The hair also looks pretty good. I think the sculpt work turned out pretty nice. You can see she's got a braid in her hair and just all sorts of different styles. It's kind of got a shaved look in the back. And then on this side, it is the longer part of her hair. So it's a pretty interesting design for her hair, for a Star Wars character as well. I think it's unique. It looks pretty cool. Not a whole lot to complain about. The details on the armor also look really nice. Really cleanly painted and applied. Really dig the texture over the chest plate of the armor. And the little nicks and dings, and her tattoo on this arm also looks pretty good. It's a little bit uneven right there. You can kind of see where they shifted. The paint is actually 2 shades of brown, and right there, it's like really close together. So that looks a little awkward, but from the front, it's not so bad. It's just kind of when you start looking at the side there, it gets a little sloppy. Moving down, she's got 2 belts, or what would appear to be 2 belts. One blue one here that has a really obnoxious black line of paint through it that did not get put on there well, but the other silver details and everything look pretty damn clean for the most part. And same thing with her black belt there. The silver buckle right there is very clean. Moving down to her legs, again, more texturing details look really nice, and the paint application again is also fantastic. Love this little knee pad right here. The little details on it are appreciated. She got some more like doohickeys right here on her boots. So yeah, it looks really nice. The details are on point for this figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. Cara can look up a pretty good amount, and she can look down an okay amount. This collar is a really nice soft plastic, so it really doesn't get in the way a whole lot. And she does have neck articulation as well as the individual head articulation, so you do get the rotation at the head. And then you also get the neck rotation too. So love that Hasbro's really been stepping up the articulation for the Black Series here. The shoulders can move out really far just like that, and you can't rotate them around because of the armor, but for the most part, it doesn't really get in the way. The pauldrons right here are nice and soft, so they're not going to inhibit anything. Single jointed elbows that are the nice deep cut, get exactly 90 out of that. Her trigger finger has the vertical hinge and also rotates, and then her other hand has the horizontal hinge and of course rotates as well. No butterfly joints, which is a little disappointing, but I honestly wasn't expecting it because usually Hasbro craps the boat with their female action figures. But this one is actually pretty damn good. Of course, you also have the cut right here, the ball joint that gives you tons of movement, rotation. She can crunch forward a decent amount, and she can crunch back just a little bit. The legs, of course, do move out, but not very far. The belt definitely gets in the way for the one leg. She can also kick out an okay amount as well. Her double knee works perfectly. She does also have a really loose thigh swivel. And then, of course, her feet can move down very far, and they can also move up very far, and ankle pivot. Things you come to expect from the Black Series. So articulation wise, pretty par for the course for Black Series figures, but it works really well. I wish we would have got some butterfly joints just because I love me some butterfly joints, but other than that, I think the articulation is going to do its job. So let's go ahead. We're going to compare Cara to some other Black Series figures as well as some other figures in general. So here she is next to the carbonized and standard Mandalorians. Then we've got Cara and IG-11. Then we have the Skywalker Strikes Luke and the Walmart exclusive Jedi Knight Luke. Then we have Sam and Michael from NECA. And finally with the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper. So yeah, needless to say, this figure is awesome. Hasbro did a really great job with the sculpted details. The photoreal is pretty good, and the accessories she includes are a really nice added touch. The articulation could have some better moments to it, but overall it is completely fine and 100% acceptable. And yeah, there's not really much else to say about the character other than I'm excited to see more of her in The Mandalorian. Excited to maybe get a little bit more of her backstory. It seems pretty interesting to me. So now I pass the question off to you guys. What do you think of this Cara Dune figure? Are you going to pick it up or are you going to skip it? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're always talking about adult collectible action figures, not for people 13 and under. Movies and Blu-rays. Of course, like this video if you enjoyed the review. I'm Nate from Out of the Basement. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.